Hello everyone, this is Mara and we are back in my single player world. Welcome back! So guys, I have actually made some progress here. I have started to build the houses for the Temple Hills area, which is this one, obviously. And I also started to make some pathways. So I just popped down some cobblestone first, and I wanted to see how I want the pathway to look, and I'm definitely going to use the birch slabs because it just looks so good in desert. And I also already built this first house earlier today. I was feeling inspired and I wanted to do some crafting. So anyway, this is how it looks right now. I added this little beam here to add some details and made sure that there's lights up there so that the mobs can spawn on top of the log. And there's some cute little windows there that I like to use quite a lot. So yeah, and of course a wonderful colorful floor. But yeah, definitely let me know, guys, what do you think about the design of this house? The thing that I'm not so pleased, I guess, is the foundation. I'm not sure if I actually used a little too much cobblestone on this house, so I think I'm going to try some more materials for the foundation. But I do like to use some wood and cobblestone for the roof, and I'm pretty pleased with how it looks. And I do like to like this color combination, you know, with the acacia logs and acacia planks and whatnot. So yeah, definitely let me know, guys, what do you think about this design. It's not too fancy. It's pretty simple with some little tweaks. I added these fences here to be sort of like support pillars and add some more details. And I was thinking that back here we'd actually make a little garden. So in my head, it goes like the residents of this house and this house possibly, and maybe that one too, will share a little garden plot back here. So this will be eventually fenced off because this is a little hill, so there will be a fence here. And yeah, so they will share their crops here. And we will need to do some, obviously some work here. I will add some, oh, and there's a creeper. I will add some more details, add some plants and trees and whatnot here, so that it will be nice looking. I think we are going to plant some acacia trees here, and I'm just trying to figure out where on earth is that creeper going. What a curious creature. Okay, let's go up here. Where is that guy? This is actually a very good practice to do some work here during nighttime, so we can see how secure our safety wall here is actually. And so far it has been working pretty nicely. Earlier I did have one zombie who managed to jump over it, but I noticed that I had left some blocks back there so that they... Ooh, there's a baby zombie too. Well, anyway, I'm happy to see that the wall is actually functioning like it should, and it's going to keep this area a lot more safe. Okay guys, it has been actually a couple of days since the previous cut, and there's something that I want to show you before we will continue working in Temple Hills, and before I show you what kind of progress I have made with that building project. So first of all, I'm glad to see that you guys enjoyed the nether exploration episodes. Yeah, so it was very frantic. I know, and definitely, guys, I did do some research after recording those episodes, and I did find out what that invisible monster was. And yeah, note to self: when you are playing with Biomes of Plenty and you are about to go to the Nether, definitely make sure that you have turned the particles at least to decreased, because I unfortunately had mine turned to minimum, so I wasn't able to see the phantom. But I think you guys are going to be proud of me, because I actually went back to the Nether after I was done recording, and I spent a good couple of hours at least there, and I got so much stuff. So first of all, I got something like I think altogether something like 5 or 6 stacks of quartz, and I've already used my fortune pick to double the quartz pieces and whatnot. And I also got almost 5 stacks of glowstone. So it was definitely a very good trip. And let's see, mob drops. Yeah, I also got a lot more blaze rods. And while I was in the Nether, I actually made myself a little very simple blaze grinder. So I basically surrounded one of the spawners with cobblestone and made myself a little safe place to do some blaze grinding. So yeah, definitely something has changed since the last time. And when we go to the Nether the next time to get some blaze rods and whatnot, I can show you the whatever I was doing there. But basically, I just wanted to basically give myself a little cold turkey treatment, I guess, to go to the Nether and just get used to the blaze and stop being so frantic about it. But yeah, there is something that I want to show you guys that I have been working off camera. So let's go check it out. Ta-da! So I have finally managed to start putting these teleporters all around my world, and I'm so glad that I have Twilight Forest mod installed, because I was able to get this cute penguin model to use with the teleporters. So I have basically started adding all the main places that I'm going to visit quite often, like some of the villages that we have found, both of the spawners that are a little further away, like the skelly spawner and the spider spawner, and spawn. The spawn island has been linked to the teleporter now too, as well as my ice farm and the mesa excavation place. So whenever I need to go to those places, it's so much easier to just come here, create my teleporter penguin, and just hop over wherever I want to go. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to get started with these teleporters was because I'm actually preparing for the word download of this world, and I wanted to make sure that eventually when you guys are able to download this world, you could also be able to easily go to those locations, and especially from the spawn to back at my place. So there we go. Some work has definitely been done, and let's see, there is something that I wanted to do today. I have actually, since I got back from the Nether, I have been very inspired to continue building and continue making progress with these builds and whatnot. And I have quite a few ideas for the Temple Hills area. So first let's go there. And by the way, guys, if I sound a little raspy or something, sorry about that. I'm having some summer allergies, and I feel like my voice is being a little wonky. But let's go over here. So yeah, in the previous cut that you saw at the beginning of this episode, I have started to build something here. I had made the first house, And I'm happy to say that, as you can see here, quite a lot of progress has been made already, and the dogs are guarding here too, guarding the area. So this is how this area looks right now. So I decided to use the same materials to make these houses, and all of these houses have some different details of what. So they're definitely not just, you know, the same house copied all over again. And I also wanted to use some different colored floor blocks here. And I really like using the stained clay for the flooring. So for example, here in this house, there's a little attic area here for the bedroom, I think. And yeah, so this is how it looks. And yeah, I definitely wanted to add some some more details, some interesting things like the support pillars somewhere in some of these houses and whatnot. And there are different sized houses too. And this house looks like this. And there's another attic here. So there's definitely room here to add a double bed or whatnot too. So yeah, this is what I decided to do with these houses, and I have to say, guys, that I really like this area. And I also planted some trees here already. So there's a couple of acacia trees here already, and I wanted to try to make this one look a little more interesting. Add some roots here or whatnot. And yeah, there's another tree here too. And yeah, so since I have so many ideas for this area, so I'm just basically going to ramble a little bit now and show you guys the ideas so you can get a better idea, better picture of how this area could potentially look. So let's start with this area. So this is sort of like a mini village in my head. So these houses are obviously they look similar, and it's like this mini community in a way. So this, I can imagine that these residents of these houses are, you know, they are maybe close neighbors. They are going to eventually share a garden here. I think I mentioned in the previous clip about the garden idea, and I think that we are not going to make it there. The uh, what is it called? Community farm, the little community farm, or the little community garden for these three houses is going to be here. So this is going to be the farm area, the garden area, and there's going to be pathways going all around, and here too. And here is going to be another pathway going here, and here is going to be the fisherman's house. I have roughly planned already what is the size of this house, and here somewhere is going to be the pier, the fishing duck duck fishing duck is going to be here, and the fisherman is going to have their own little garden. So this section of the yard is going to be closed off with a fence. So they're going to have their little garden here. And let's see, I'm trying to be organized with my thoughts so it's easier to follow what I mean. But in this part, between these houses and the cobblestone mess that is there, I'm going to explain that in just a bit. But in this empty spot right here, I was thinking that maybe this would be a good place to put a horse stable, or like a little open stable. I don't mean that sort of stable that I have back at the home base, but I mean like this open shelter area for the animals. So that's one of the ideas that I had, that we could actually build here. And definitely, guys, if you have ideas about any of the places, any of the areas in this world what we could build there, definitely let me know in the comments. So for example, if you have an idea what could be built here in this spot, let me know. But for now, I was thinking that we could potentially make either a shelter for the horses here or the chocobos, because earlier I believe I have mentioned that since the different chocobos have different abilities, I want to incorporate those specific chocobos to different parts of this town as well. And for the desert area, because this is eventually going to have a harbor for the boats, so that the villagers are able to go to the savannah that you can just barely see in the distance there, which is going to be the main marketplace area of this particular section, or this particular part of the town. Yeah, so since there is going to be a harbor area, we could actually use the chocobos, the blue chocobos that are good for swimming. And yeah, so one of the ideas is definitely that that could be a good place to put the chocobos, a little chocobo pen or stable here. And these cobblestone structures here, or these foundations, I am planning to build a little apartment area right here. And yeah, I still need to figure out what size I want to make them. So that's still a work in progress. But definitely some sort of apartment builders are going to be here. And I got very inspired after watching Vintage Beef build the Oxeye area on the Minecraft server, and he uses a lot of stained clay and makes these apartment buildings for the villagers. And yeah, so that's the inspiration behind this particular project. And I also want to use the stained clay a lot with this section because it's closest to the actual mesa hill. So in my head, it kind of makes sense, you know, to utilize the materials that you have closest to the particular area. So yeah, definitely some apartments are going to be here. I'm not sure what I want to do in this area. I did have an idea about making some sort of little oasis, maybe a few of them in this area, so that there would be a little more water available. And especially this area, since it's all, you know, sloped down to the wall already, I was thinking that we could make a little pond here, maybe make some palm trees and whatnot. And there is possibly going to be, okay, let's add some lights here. There is possibly going to be also another little garden area for this residence. And let's see. Yeah, guys, I'm just going to go through all my ideas all at once now that I can actually remember it, because it's good for me too to sometimes go back to my videos and see what I had planned and whatnot. It's easier to keep track of your own thoughts that way. But anyway, in this section, which is the okay, there we go, which is the center location, center spot of Temple Hills, I was thinking that we could make some sort of little market stands. Even though this is definitely going to be a different sort of shopping spot, I guess, for these villagers, because like I said, we are going to make the bigger marketplace here in the savannah. I do want to make some sort of little market stands here, because if you think about it in reality, in real life, usually even with the smaller residential zones do have some sort of little shops or kiosks where the residents can go and buy some, some everyday necessities and whatnot. So I was thinking that we could make some sort of a little shopping area right here. So maybe there would be a couple of little um, market stands there for I don't know what. Let me know, guys, if you have ideas. What kinds of market stands we could place here? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, let's move forward. So, like I have said earlier, this section of Temple Hills is going to be more of this sort of like this relaxation community area. So this is going to be the park area, and down there we are going to have the bigger community farm, which will have a lot more variety with the crops and with the fruit trees and whatnot. But when we go closer to the temple area, I was thinking that we could actually make a little, what is it called? A courtyard for the temple. But anyway, we could use a lot more sandstone and make it a little more official. So we could clean up this front of the temple. And here we could make few houses. I'm thinking maybe two little houses or one bigger one here. And the material, the building material would be sandstone. So if you go closer to the temple area, there would be houses that are made out of, more traditional desert village materials like sandstone and whatnot. And here we could have another little house or maybe a couple of smaller ones. So yeah, those are my ideas for this area. And like I said, I have been definitely feeling quite inspired lately since I came back to the old world from the Nether, and that just goes to show you guys that it's definitely a good idea to take a little break now and then and to just go exploring, have something else to think and see and whatnot. And when you come back to the building projects, especially, you can feel already a lot more inspired about it. But yeah, like I said, guys, I definitely like this area. I love this area actually. I think it's so cute. And one of the things that I definitely need to do very soon, but probably in the next episode, since we are almost out of time in this episode already, and that is to actually decorate these houses. Because we are getting very close to adding the villagers for these houses, and that's going to be very exciting. I can't wait it. I can't wait to do that because, like I said, we have like probably 50 villagers over at the Rockside Inn, and we definitely need to start making some progress with these areas and start moving the villagers over. But there is something that I want to show you before we end this episode, so I'll bring you guys back in just a bit. Okay guys, so one of the ideas that I wanted to share with you is that we could actually build something on this highlands biome that is right next to our home biome. So here is Temple Hills, and here starts the huge highlands biome. It goes a long way. So it's definitely, there's a lot of space here. And I have been very inspired after watching Seri build her base in ZooCrafting server on the highlands biome. And I was thinking that this area would be perfect for some sort of sheep herding community. Can you guys just imagine it? Like herds of sheep wandering somewhere here. We could build a little residential area, little mountain residential zone here where the villagers could just, practice farming, take care of the animals and whatnot. And that's something that has been very inspiring to me. So that's definitely something that I want to start working on at some point. Probably when we have made a lot more progress with the Temple Hills area, because I don't really want to start too many projects at the same time, so that I don't feel too overwhelmed with all the things that have been going on at the same time. But yeah, I just wanted to share that idea with you guys, because that's something that just this I feel like this area is just like screaming to have a lot of sheep and and have a little or maybe a bigger residential zone here, and we could come up with some nice ideas what kinds of buildings, what kinds of building styles we could use for those areas. But yeah, I think actually we are going to end it here on the Highlands Highlands biome. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope that you have been enjoying this episode. It has been a little more talkative episode. But anyway, I hope that you guys got a little better idea what kinds of visions I have for these projects. And definitely, if you have any ideas, guys, let me know in the comments. Any suggestions are always appreciated. And oh, almost forgot one more important thing. Since we are hopefully starting to move the villagers into Temple Hills very soon, definitely leave me guys some names for the villagers, so that we can name all the new residents of that area. But yeah, I hope that you guys have been enjoying this episode, and I will see you next week here in Maranda. Have a great day, guys, and bye bye!